Well, this is Rustin with Metalholic. I'm sitting here with Gary Holt of Exodus. You guys, you know, everybody talks about the Big Four and everything all the time, but really, for me, growing up in San Francisco, you guys were the catalyst for the thrash scene.
Yeah, that's nice to hear. I think we had a little bit to do with it.
Yeah. Well, you know, they say the truest say the Big Five. I actually always say the Big Six because I include Testament, even though they sort of came in at the tail end of it. But, you know, I remember when it was, you know, you and Tom and Kurt were first starting and doing the demos and stuff and everything. Does it feel weird to you now that, you know, we're, what, 28 years later and there's this resurgence of thrash and everything?
Not really. I mean, you know, it's the only thing I know how to do anyway. But, you know, we've been busting our ass since 2003 non-stop, you know. And people ask if, you know, the popularity we have now is due to thrash's resurgence, and I think maybe thrash has had a little renaissance, maybe because we've worked so hard to bring it back. You know, I'm not going to give all the success, all the, you know, I'm not going to give all credit to, you know, the fact that little kids are wearing high-top Nikes now. You know, but I mean, it's good. You know, I mean, I'm a big supporter of all the young bands. You know, I try to help them any way I can. You know.
Well, speaking of which, you guys just did the Tyrants of Evil tour with your old friend Arch Enemy. And you had Arsis, is that it? And Mutiny Within. What did you think of the Mutiny guys?
They were really good. They were, you know, it was a weird bill, I think, sometimes for them, you know, because, you know, they're like, you know, real catchy, a lot of vocal harmonies and stuff, and everybody else is kind of more out brutal, you know, so, but a great band. They're super tight, talented musicians, too.
Well, it's funny because when they first started, they didn't have Chris Clancy as the vocalist. It was all the riffage and just
Yeah, that guy can sing. That's
it. And I know, I mean, Megadeth's doing the entire Rest in Peace. Testament's doing the entire Legacy album. What do you guys got up your sleeves tonight?
We're not doing any entire album because our albums are too long and we don't have enough time in the set to do them anyway. You know, but we're playing all stuff off the first three. You know,
early stuff.
Yeah, I'm playing the earlier stuff. So.
You doing Brain Dead tonight?
Yes.
Awesome. My all-time favorite Megadeth song. Exodus song. I don't know why.
They wrote it for real.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a gift.
Yeah, I was talking to. It's funny because Glenn's here filling in for Alex today, and everything. I was just sort of looking back on the whole scene. For me, it's all sort of incestuous. It seems like everybody has played in it, in one band or another at some time. You know, I was talking to Rob and Phil from Machine Head. You know, back in the violence days, everybody's in Forbidden and Violence and Sacred Right. You know, it just sort of moves around. You know, and you've got Lee Altus playing alongside you now from Heathen. You know, so. But you know, you've got a lot of the originals still coming back around together now. And, that's got to feel good to be sort of back where you were.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're all having fun. You know, we do this if it wasn't fun. You know, otherwise it's like the hardest job you've ever had. You know, you away from home, away from family. But you know, we have a good time on stage. You know, you go out there to have fun and make sure everybody else does too.
And you guys really have been road dogs, probably now more so than ever because the music industry's changed so much. You know, everybody's downloading shit for free. You're making albums that you're not even making money on. You've got to be on the road to support yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's all about touring. We tour a lot more now than we used to. You know, I used to think we didn't tour enough. Now we tour too much, but you know, that's the price I pay. You know.
Do you think we're even going to have? I mean, with the way the industry's going, do you think we're even going to be making records in 10 years anymore? It's just
probably not.
Digital downloads.
Digital downloads. Yeah, you know, I mean, hell, your leading record retailers are like Walmart now, you know, and Target. You know, there's, you know, record stores are dying off. You know, there's no more Tower Records. You know, which is a shame. You know, the Bay Area, you still got a couple of Rasputin records. You know. And stuff like that, and Amoeba and shit like that. But, you know, nationally, there's hardly anything.
Yeah, speaking of albums, tell me about the new one. You've got the new one coming out here.
It comes out here on May 18th. It's called Exhibit B, The Human Condition. It's crushing. It's insane how good this album is.
Now, how does it compare to Exhibit A?
It's different. I mean, you know, there's things musically that link the two, you know, into one package. But you know, this one, you know, there's a couple of long epics, but there's a couple of shorter songs, and you know, it has a little bit more of a, almost like a little bit of a feel of the last record, but also it's a little more organic and a little more almost like linked to like stuff like Fabulous Disaster and stuff. It's a little more old school.
Right.
You know, the last one was really progressive.
So,
and it's super heavy. I mean, it's really fast. You know, there's some slow stuff too. And, you know, the tempos are really kicked up on this one.
so sort of, it's got the modern feel. It's moving forward, but it's still got some of, I don't know if I want to use the word retro, but sort of that.
It's not retro. I'd never use that because I'll leave that for the young kids.
Right.
Solely.
Who didn't do it back then.
Yeah, no, it's just, it's a little more melodic at times. It's dark. It's, you know, you just have to hear it. It's a, you know, I mean, I think it's the best thing we've done since Bonded by Blood. Everybody always says that, but you know, so I haven't wasted a lot of time, you know, speaking of all the attributes and greatness of the album. People will just hear it and they'll understand. You know, it's really awesome.
Well, I got to look at the cover right before I left today, and it looks sort of like to take on Da Vinci's The Petroleum Man.
Yeah, it is, exactly.
And just from looking at the artwork and everything, it almost looks like the songs and stuff are going to be sort of about the depravity of humanity. Is that what?
Depravity, cruelty, stupidity, you know, lemming-like behavior. It covers all the bases.
We got all of that in there.
Yeah, you know, man's scorched earth policy, everything. You know, it's like it's even got a song that I guess is Exodus, is the ode to like global warming and Earth's destruction, but done in the Exodus way, and that means you don't give a fuck, just burn it all. Just sit back and watch the show.
And you guys came out with your live Vakken DVD and CD set in January, I think it was?
Yeah, January. Yeah.
January. So the fans got that. They've got the new album, Exhibit B, coming out, and hopefully May then is when we'll see it and everything.
Yeah, May 18th.
What else is on the table for Exodus this year? Because everybody's just out touring like crazy.
Touring, you know, we're gonna hit the road in the States for like, you know, just like a short 3-week one. Right after the album comes out, then we're going to Europe for a little bit and coming back and do some more stuff, and then going back to Europe again, and you know, Australia and Japan and South America and all that stuff.
Do you find that overseas and in Europe especially, they still embrace hard rock and metal more so than we do in the States?
Oh, sure. You know, it's like metal's a way of life in Europe, you know. I mean, I know so many people, you know, I grew up with who, like, for some reason or another, they outgrew metal, you know. They got older and started listening to Kenny Chesney records or some shit, you know. And, you know, in Europe, it's a way of life, and they don't outgrow it, you know. You see, like, 60-year-old guys with their Saxon vest on, you know, right down front, you know, at the shows, and it's awesome.
Well, I can't tell you what a pleasure it is to talk to you again and everything. It's been years, and I'm still playing I play all the records on the radio station all the time.
Right on, thank you.
And the fans just are always calling in for it and everything, and we can't wait to get our ears, as it were, on the new stuff. And I know you guys are pressed for time today because you're running late, so I'll let you get back to it.
Right on, thank you very much.
Thanks for talking with us, and if you've got